Okay, let's take a look at setting restrictions for access to Safari, the web browser, or preventing access to the camera on your iOS device, as well as looking at restricting access to FaceTime, and finally, restricting access to Siri and dictation. So again, we are going to go into our settings on our iOS device, and we are going to select the General tab and move over to the right hand side and scroll down to restrictions. And you can see here that we have the restrictions on. So we are then going to be asked to enter in the passcode to enter in our restriction settings. And again, hopefully that is something that you have remembered or have access to, because that is the only way you're going to be able to get into the restriction settings. So here we are, we're inside, and right now you can see along this list our first three items here are Safari, Camera, FaceTime, Siri, and Dictation. And you can see that they are all toggled to on, meaning that there are no restrictions to these particular features on the iOS device. So to simply select the switch and have it so it is no longer green means that when I'm done here, Safari is no longer available to the user on the iOS device. Same thing for camera, same thing for FaceTime, and of course, same thing for Siri and dictation. And you'll notice that as you select and turn access off to certain features on your iOS device, that there will be certain things that you will, as a result, turn off. So for Siri and dictation, by turning this off and restricting it, that little microphone that appears at the bottom of your keyboard, where you're able to then speak into the microphone and have it go from voice to text, speech to text, that feature is no longer available to you because you have restricted it. So be aware of that. As you start to restrict certain features on your iOS device, it will potentially break or take away certain features that you may have already become accustomed to and used to. And in the hands of a student, these might be potentially tools that they might need to support their own learning and success in the classroom. So just to let you know, if you found that you have set your restrictions and later on discover that you may not have the same kind of functionality or access to features that you once had, be sure to come back to restrictions and take a look again to see perhaps if the problem is within the restrictions that you've set. So there it is. You can turn off Safari, Camera, FaceTime, and switch them back on again, or any combination of those four features under the restriction settings in iOS.